It is a pleasure to connect with you this new week. I warmly welcome you to Finance Series with Oyekemi Ajayi. In the last episode, I spoke about scaling with structure. I'm going to continue in that line. Today, I'm going to focus on other type of business structures that you can adopt to grow your business. Follow me as I go into this round of presentation. Thank you. The first structure I'm going to look at today is the matrix structure. With a matrix structure, employees report to both a functional manager, a project manager, or a product manager. This structure is best suited for companies managing multiple projects or multiple product lines simultaneously. So our colleagues, our friends, businesses that are into project management, this is suitable for you. One of the advantages of this structure is that it promotes collaboration across departments and aids flexible use of resources. It also encourages innovation. One of the challenges of the matrix structure is that dual reporting can cause confusion. It requires strong communication and conflict resolution mechanism. If you're going to be adopting this approach, there are key things that you need to take into consideration. The first is that you need to clearly define decision rights and escalation paths. And finally, you have to ensure that you use Project Governance Board to oversee cross-functional initiatives. This would be very suitable for projects. The second structure I want to talk about today is process-based structure. The process-based structure organizes teams around the workflow of a product or service, following its life cycle, starting from research and development to product development to order fulfillment, billing, and customer service. The beauty or benefits of this structure is that it promotes efficiency, it promotes specialization, and cross-functional teamwork. This structure also aligns operations closely with customer experience and delivery. Despite these benefits, there are challenges if you use this structure. This structure can create barriers between teams, particularly if communication and coordination is not actively managed. This structure also requires process ownership and interdepartmental collaboration. So if you have an organization where you do a lot on processes, you need to take all this into consideration. What are the tips that you need to take into consideration when looking at governance under this structure? The first is that you need to implement a process ownership with clear accountability structure. The second is that you need to have process audits and compliance reviews in place to ensure corporate governance is on point within the organization. The final structure I would like to talk about is a flat structure. Just as its name implies, it minimizes the layers of management, promoting autonomy and fast decision making. This structure is good for agile and innovative businesses with a collaborative culture. So it aids fast communication, high employee engagement, encourages innovation, but there's a risk of unclear authority with this structure. It could also be difficult to scale without adding a structure, right? So it could be difficult to scale without adding another structure under this. But if you're adopting a flat structure, you need to maintain formal governance mechanism, like having a good a board of directors or an advisory board. You need to ensure your policies are properly documented. You need to have regular performance and risk reviews periodically. In conclusion, the structure you adopt depends on your type of business, the sector you are in. Are you a manufacturing business? Do you deal with processes, or do you do a lot based on projects? Do you have product line across regions or across various markets? All this has to be taken into consideration before you determine the type of organizational structure to adopt. But most importantly, a governance board is required. You need to have a board of directors or an advisory board. You need to ensure that your policies are properly documented, the procedures are properly documented within the organization, and have a regular performance review and risk management review within your organization. I hope this has been very helpful, and I hope that you are beginning to think of the next level of growth in your business. Thank you once again for your time. Thank you for listening, and do have a good one.